right, welcome back to NC State Overwatch. Today we are on our second match of the day. We are going against Texas A&M Maroon. It looks like our first map is going to be Samoa. If you didn't catch the last stream, I'm Mega Ninja 44, also known as Eli, and I'm joined by my lovely co-caster,
Adam. And I think that this will be a really interesting game. I think that this is probably the toughest opponent that NC State has gone up against up until this point. So this should be a very a tight neck game, especially in relation to all the games that NC State has played so far. So this should be very fun. I'm very excited to see how this one goes.
Yeah, absolutely. You are wrong. It's not our hardest
Nope.
opponent. It is our second hardest opponent.
Scratch
We
that
we
one.
went against Cumberland a couple of weeks ago. We managed to take a map off of them. Cumberland is ranked 7th right now. This is Texas A&M is ranked currently 18th on the public rankings. So we're going to be going to Samoa, and we're getting the bans through right now. But if NC State manages to do this, I think it'll definitely boost our ratings up a lot. We did just win against Winthrop Academy in a pretty dominant fashion, and Winthrop Academy was technically ranked above us. So we'll have to see if NC State can put on another good performance to maybe boost them through the rankings, and then hopefully we can maybe say we're top 20, something like that, maybe top 15.
Yeah, for sure. And especially like you were saying, coming off of that win against Winthrop. I mean, people always talk about how games like this are momentum based and how, whenever a team really gets going, it's hard to stop them, kind of like a snowball effect. So I would love to see if NC State kind of kept that. I mean, they had about an hour to cool off, but coming off that win, still, they were technically ranked above us. I hope that they still have that fire in them and that power and that momentum that can really guide them to another powerful win in this next game.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for us to go into this. We are not starting on Li Zhang, which is something that we haven't seen
Yeah,
in
it's a
quite a minute. Yeah, we've been
breaking
starting on Li
tradition.
Zhang for the last 27 million matches or something.
Mhm.
But looks like we're going to be going to Samoa, and the first ban from Texas A&M is going to come through, and it's going to be a ban onto Genji. So maybe Oblivion has been kind of scouted a little bit, and they know what he's capable of.
Yeah, Oblivion is certainly scary, especially when that blade hits. I mean, we saw him get like double, triple kills in the last game, I'm pretty sure, whenever the blade came out. So he is definitely, he's a powerful Genji. I wouldn't be surprised if these people kind of took notice of that and maybe took the Genji out just to hurt Oblivion a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, I don't really know what comps we're going to be running on Samoa, considering we have seen so much Li Zhang where we see the Hazard with the Wu Yang, Kiri. So, it's going to be interesting to see what we kind of roll out on. I'm pretty excited. We did see Splice run the Zarya Reaper with Oblivion on that Reaper. So now that Genji's banned, we might be leaning into that. We'll have to see what NC State decides to ban here. I know Splice is a pretty versatile player. I know he's done a lot of role swaps in his career. He started off as a DPS player on the B team at NC State 2 years
I did
ago,
not know this.
and then he went to be a support player on the A team, and he's been doing that. But now he's the tank player on A team. So it's definitely he's played all three roles throughout his collegiate career. So he's definitely got a lot of versatility. And we're just gonna have to see what NC State has banned.
I believe they banned Ball.
Oh, did they ban ball? I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, they did ban ball. Okay, so banning the ball forces them into kind of a more because you can't really go the Winston. I don't think Winston's very viable right now unless you're a Korean. I'm sorry to break the news to you.
Yeah, it's tough.
But we'll have to see what comps they roll out on. Maybe you see the Ramatra, could see the Zarya Reaper. It just depends on what they want to play here. Looks like we're getting ours in from both teams, so we are going to be going into Samoa. Pretty good variety finally to go away from the Li Zhang into the Samoa.
Yeah, I am excited to see how both teams attack this map. This is a very open map. I feel like all the other maps that we've seen so far have been kind of, or at least in the last game earlier today, were very kind of close quarters and tight knit. But this one is very open, so it's going to have a lot of different heroes that can come through and shine. I feel like we might see a Ramatra. Maybe it's just a feeling, but either way, I'm excited to see how both teams form their compositions of characters in order to try to best suit this open map.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see the Ramatra here. I know that this map is a lot less of the Oh, okay. So we're going to be seeing mirroring Zaryas here. Quite interesting to see that come out immediately. You know, we did see Splice dominate on the Zarya last match here. You know, that hole is always so interesting to see because it's such a weird mechanic to add to this game, but it's, you know, I think it's pretty fun. And
I love points that just have a random hole in the middle of them. This one, Ilios, they're all great.
yeah, looks like the comps are going to be pretty much a mirror here. Nelix is going to just be using that speed ring right out of spawn. Going to swap over to the Kiriko, and Oblivion's going to be on that Reaper. So we are going to be mirroring, except for the Venture on the side of Texas A&M. So good to see that. We'll see Lobby on that cast, the signature casting. NC State already, you know, pushing up quite a lot. Oblivion's going to get that bubble here, going to try to get a lot of damage going through. Not going to be able to find anything of value. Just kind of poking each other out right now. Not really getting any kills or, you know, clean engages here.
Yeah, and TAMU, I mean, we talked about how powerful the Zarya Reaper can be, but instead of Reaper, they decided to go for a Venture pick, which, you know, I'm a little bit curious about. Do you have any insight as to why Venture maybe would have been picked over Reaper especially?
Yeah, Venture is an interesting pick in this. The Zarya goes down on the side of Texas, however, so it looks like NC State's going to get first cap and also first fight win. You know, Venture is an interesting character. They have a lot of survivability, what with being able to like kind of just dig underground whenever. You know, and if you cycle those Zarya bubbles like a lot, like really well, it's kind of just impossible to kill them. You know, you dig there, and then when you pop back out, you get a bubble, and so it's an interesting variation. It's not as strong as the Reaper, I would say, but you know, some teams are more comfortable on that Venture than they are the Reaper. So, you know, maybe they can find some success with Venture.
Yeah. Ults are already coming out. I heard a Wu Yang Fury, and then we have the High Noon for Lobby, making sure nobody can push this point. A quick dink on the Zarya before he fouls out himself.
Yeah, I'm not loving this on the side of Maroon. They did use both support ults there. The High Noon comes through from Maroon also. Nelix is going to pop the Rush. Oblivion is going to go down, however, so NC State is going to be down one for this engagement. Gotta look to see if maybe you can get an early grab here. You don't have a lot of damage for it, however, so maybe you don't want to pop it, but it is potentially winnable. There's the grab coming through. You're going to connect on the 3 people. You're so low, however, and you're going to go down. Lobby's not going to be able to find anything except for the Venture, who is a little overextended here because the team was in grab. But I do think that Maroon is... Oh, wait a minute. Freedom is going to go down here, but the grab is going to come through here. This should clean up the fight. And except for Oblivion getting another kill and Lobby killing another... An incredible hold from NC State. You're going to be able to hold on to the point despite the grab coming out from Maroon.
Yeah, and that grab really is a shame to see. I mean, they certainly had a bunch of people there. The grab was effective. I think it got 2 or 3 people, but there was nobody there outside of the Zarya to actually capitalize on the fact that everybody was in one spot. And I mean, at the end of the day, the Reaper was able to stay alive just shooting that Zarya until eventually Zarya fell. And, you know, TAMU hasn't been able to touch points so far.
Yeah, pretty dominant stuff. You're already going to see the 100-0 come out from NC State. Really strong start. We'll have to see if they can continue it on the next submap. You know, the next submap is a little bit less... Well, I mean, I think both of the next submaps are a little bit less indoors, more off angles that you can take. You know, I think a lot of Volcano is a lot of staying inside, but this one, you know, you have, you know, off angles on the right. You have the high ground. You know, what a cute cafe. Is that a cafe? I think it might be a cafe.
I think it may have been, yeah. Or maybe...
Oh, it's an information desk. Yeah. That's what it is. I see. Is Samoa a real place? Am I stupid for saying that?
I think it is. I believe that's where Dwayne The Rock Johnson is from.
It's got... yeah. I'm
Black and Samoan in my veins, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh! Okay, you're right. Again, we're going to see mirroring comps here, except for the Venture and the Reaper disparity. So we're going to be seeing them go onto this left side, I believe. Zarya is going to be a very interesting angle. Going to be inside here first. Going to try to go for like maybe a full wrap. No, they're going to come out of this right side. Zarya's just going to take pot shots at each other. You know, with that perk oh, Oblivion goes down first. That's a very bad pick off rip. You know, both of them are going to be popping Zarya, however, so you might be able to kill her, but not going to be able to. Splice goes down, and it looks like Texas A&M is going to be getting first cap. They might want to clean this up here.
And you can really see how impactful these first picks usually are. I mean, it's been a pretty clear indicator in this game and in games past where whoever gets the first pick is usually the team that caps and kind of sets the momentum for the remainder of the match. It really is something that NC State has been kind of dominant at getting these first picks off. But even when they can't, I mean, the first pick is really a powerful thing.
Yeah, both of these casters are going to have such high percentage here. Lobby going to go for like a kind of bit of a flank. 87 to this high noon here. So you could try to see if you can kite somebody out. The Silver Bullet is going to be the perk picked here. I've seen both sides used, but it looks like Lobby prefers the Silver Bullet. So we are going to see a little bit of a wrap here, kind of just trying to collapse onto this team. But there, Texas A&M is kiting it pretty well. Bubble's going to come through, not going to be able to find anything. High Noon's going to come out for Texas A&M. Going to be walking, going to kill Oblivion. No Wraith available to him. Slice has pretty much 0 charge, but manages to get a lot of it. We might, don't know if you can win this if you're the side of NC State. You don't do down your Reaper, but they are going to decide to use the bubble here, which Maroon's going to pop both of their support for. Hydra's going to come through, going to do so much damage to the cast. Both casters are traded out here, and it looks like NC State is still trying to fight this. I don't know how winnable it is. The grab is going to come through just on the Slice. He's got so much support with him though, but he's going to go down here, and it looks like Maroon is going to be able to hold.
Yeah, that grab coming in was really the nail in the coffin for NC State trying to get this retap. But even still, I mean, maybe we're going to see some 100-0 exchanges here. NC State hasn't been able to really get a foot in this point this time around. And I mean, they have not a whole lot of ults. I mean, grab is coming up. That seems to be the next ult that might be on deck for any of these players, which is certainly a pacemaker for the whole rest of the game. Oh,
Oblivion goes down, but Lobby's able to get the trade here, and so it's a 4v4 on both sides. No grab available. However, Lobby's able to kill the Wu Yang here. The burn is so incredibly low, going to be taken out by Splice. The Venture is going to be able to find Nelix, however, so a little bit more contesting is going to happen, but it is already 99% here, so it doesn't really gain all that much. Looks like NC State's going to be able to get this flip off the kills from Lobby here.
Yeah, and it really does seem like if NC State doesn't get a commanding head start in the percentage, they really do wait till that 99% to really do something. A crazy night from Freedom. Oh, he was on his screen for a second and Lobby's gone.
Grab is going to come out here from Splice here, but Splice is going to be taken out. Oblivion gets a kill onto the Wu Yang, so it is a 3v4, maybe potentially winnable. Oblivion is going to try to TP out. Oh, the bubble's going to come through. Flip is going to also come through here, so Oblivion's not going to be able to find anything. Has his reroll available if needed. Bubble comes through here. Might try to look for something so low. You have your Wraith forced. And there's the High Noon coming out from Freedom here. Going to look to try to get a kill. Gets Oblivion, who dies with the ult. Such a bad pick. And Oblivion going down with that ult is going to be the nail in the coffin for NC State for this sub-map.
Yeah, that was really not the person you wanted to see fall there. Oblivion kind of was their last chance at trying to get this tide to change directions and for them to get a hold back on this point. But unfortunately, a swift shot took him out. But, I mean, talk about a close game. A couple of 100-0 and then 124%. I mean, 100% and then relatively low percentages, both commanding wins for the sub-maps on both sides. Coming down to this final sub-map, I believe, or is this a best of 5?
No, this is going to be the deciding round for this control point. Whoever wins this sub-map is going to be winning the point here for the map. We are going to see the same comps yet again, nothing different, nothing changed. So let's see if NC State can find a little bit more success on this sub-map compared to the last one, and see if Maroon can, maybe clutch it up here. I'm quite interested, maybe Oblivion is just kind of playing too aggressively, kind of getting first picked a lot here, and you can't let that happen if you are the Reaper, the main person that they are playing in this comp around.
Yeah, and TAMU is really, I mean, they are putting out a lot of damage. Splice barely getting out with his life there. As soon as they're able to get somebody just low enough within killing range, it seems like the whole team just pounces on that one person to really try to secure one final kill.
Yeah, I think the problem right now is that Nelix on the Kiriko isn't able to do that much damage that he's known for. So, because he's stuck healing all of the time because of how much damage he's taken. But thankfully, Nelix is able to actually get a pick, like I was saying. Splice is so incredibly low, going to be able to stay alive for right now. 80%. Looks like the cap is going to come through here from the side of NC State here. so far it's been whoever wins these first fights kind of wins the sub map. So maybe that means that NC State will win this. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, this is certainly a good pace, a good indicator for what's to come for NC State. And I mean, I just want to talk about Nelix for a second because I feel like every single, like over 50% of the time, whenever I just love seeing Reaper stare down that Zarya for a second.
I mean, yeah.
But I feel like every time we see a first pick come out, there's a better than a 50% chance that Nelix is the one to take that final hit off on the Barista.
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing a lot so far. It's been really good to see him pop off here. Lobby's able to get a kill, and after popping the high noon, gets another one onto Fern here. Gonna get a 3K, just lobby things, honestly.
Disgusting work.
Oh my gosh, he's coming alive right now. Really coming into his own. The high noon came out from him. Freedom does have the high noon available, so we might see that come through. But NC State does have this grab available. If they can get enough damage into it, this could just shut down everything. Really bad for Maroon to use both. Oh, Freedom goes down. That is a bad pick. You want to push this aggression here for the side of NC State. So much damage is available here, especially with Wu Yang picking that triple. The triple ball perk, falling rain, triple rain. I don't remember what the name of it is. But,
I think we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it does a lot of damage right now, and so I think that this comp relies a lot on being able to output so much damage with the Wu Yang, with the Kiriko, with the Reaper. So the grabs are going to be coming out on both sides here. Looks like Fern is going to go down first, however, so it looks like Better Grab is going to win that fight. Spice is able to get the kill onto the Wu Yang here. Zarya is just going to be kind of walking down this team here. The cast is going to be left alone on an island. 87%. I don't know. Does Maroon even have a touch here?
I mean, they have a Lucio quick swap to Lucio just to try to contest a little bit, so they're definitely going to get a touch.
Oh, no, they don't. Nelix is a 2K, winning the map for NC State. Closer than we've seen other teams take NC State to, but wow, pretty good performance from both sides.
I would love to see this entire game from Nelix's point of view. I feel like they're so impactful. I mean, obviously, Lobby's cast there, aside from him getting taken out in this play right here, but Lobby's cast was devastating mid-round. But when it comes to starting rounds and when it comes to ending rounds, Nelix's kunai are really a deciding factor, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think all players from NC State had a lot of impact. I think Splice was really good with the bubbles and the pressure that he was able to provide. Nelix was able to get some really key kills, especially also Lobby and Oblivion, and Bunka able to provide all that sustainability that I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how he was able to do considering how much damage NC State was taking. But NC State walks away with that map win. So I think we are going to pick the next map. Texas A&M is going to have the map pick and ban first. So while we're figuring that out, I think we're going to send it to a quick break. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Map 2 of Texas A&M Maroon versus NC State Red. We are going to be going to Watchpoint Gibraltar, so a brand new map for us to see. The bans are already through, so we're going to see Texas A&M banning the Tracer here, which I think is pretty essential on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and NC State banning the Diva. So I think they're going to try to force maybe this Hazard. Maybe Splice is going to pull out the Winston. You know, we'll have to see. What is so funny about that?
You tease me. I want to see the Winston come out, but I know he's not going to.
I mean, it's a possibility. I've seen, this is the Winston map. This is, when you're on Watchpoint Gibraltar, you have to run the dive. So the dive is happening one way or another. It just depends on what kind of dive you want to play. They could go Brig Ana with a Winston. I think that's perfectly viable right now. But This patch is brand new. It came out yesterday, so we haven't figured out all the kinks and differences between which tanks are good, which DPS are good. With the Tracer ban, I think we'll probably see lobby on, maybe honestly we might see lobby on the Freya or the Widowmaker. That could be a possibility, and then Oblivion definitely going to be on that Genji, I think.
100%.
But we'll have to see what they are cooking up here. I don't think we've seen NC State play the Watchpoint Gibraltar yet, so this is going to be quite interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see this. I mean, this is one of the original Overwatch maps, and I feel like there have been so many years for this map to kind of get worked through and optimized, and people figuring out what works and what doesn't. So I'm really excited to kind of see how this tried and true classic map is going to kind of be given new life in this team.
Oh, Adam. Oh, you're
like
feasting
Christmas.
Well today. You're feasting very well
today. It's
like
Christmas.
Okay, we're gonna see mirroring Winstons here. We're gonna see how good the Cuban Winston is today. Also, it looks like we're gonna get no Ana Brig, which is kind of standard for these Winston comps. We're gonna be going Ana Wu Yang. So looks like Brig has just been kind of pushed out in terms of that second main support, and looks like Wu Yang is gonna take that. Interesting to see Freedom on the Sojourn. Lobby's going to be on the Widow. Splice is on who? Oh, they're going to try to go for a hook play. Wait, watch this. They're going to go for a hook play. They're going to TP this hog to the high ground, and they're going to try to go for a hook play.
Oh, low ground?
Oh, low ground is not where I thought they were going to.
I think the teleporter missed. I think the teleporter missed because he immediately walked up to high ground.
What the heck? Okay, so Splice is actually going to walk out onto this hog. I thought he was going to go for a hook play, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening here. Dig is going to come through for the Venture, which is also quite interesting for this hog. This hog has so much sustainability, but against the Sojourn, it's going to be quite interesting to see how you're able to do this. NC State, you just have to kind of push. If you can, the Hanty goes through, and I mean, Splice is so low. Gonna be able to survive for right now, though. You're able to farm a lot of damage, and Fern goes down to Splice on the hog, so tank difference, I would say. However, the Wu Yang is taken out here from NC State, but Splice is able to find another. So it looks like Maroon is gonna have to back up here, and maybe we see a swap come through for Fern into this hog, but for right now, he's gonna stay on the Winston. Maybe he's gonna give it another life.
Yeah, I feel like, this match has just gone, that was a crazy snipe from Fern, but I feel like this game has just gone at such a breakneck pace. I feel like first point or just getting out of spawn can be really difficult for attackers on this map, just because there's only really one choke that all of them can come through, and they kind of need to all funnel through there or go through an even more narrow corridor to try to flank the enemy team. So seeing them pass through that barrier so quickly, it's promising for the rest of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that the car wash area that it's formerly known. Oh, lobby goes down. That's a bad pick. I think if you're NC State, you're in a little bit of a trouble. Yeah, Nelix goes down. You're gonna have to kite here. Living goes down. It's just NC State getting wiped. That car wash area. If my observer could fly underneath the the area underneath the bridge, this first bridge, that's called car wash, and it's really difficult if teams are stuck down here for them to get any momentum. But thankfully they've gotten the cart past this, so they are allowed to play, maybe able to take this high ground a little bit easier, because NC State doesn't have to necessarily take this anymore, considering the cart is already through this area. So it's kind of good to see NC State already do that. Wow, what a nade onto Freedom. So incredibly low here. Nano's going to come out onto the Winston here. Winston v. Winston. The sleep is going to come through. Fern is going to be sleeping on the job here. And, Spice is going to go over to mirroring the Winston off of this hog. Which is quite interesting to see. Oh my god, we bubble on the jump out. That's so bad. He's not going to be able to get any value off of that bubble. Splice is so low, but he's going to be able to stay alive for right now here. Fern pushed up a little too far. Bubble's going to come through here, and they're going to be able to jump in and re-engage. The overclock is going to come through. Oblivion gets his head taken smooth off, and it looks like this monkey's going to try to jump out here. This moving is getting a little bit of pressure. Oh my gosh, and that's just NC State getting wiped from the records.
Yeah, that is seriously a hard stop. I liked whenever the Wu Yang on TAMU bubbled the Winston, and then immediately almost after our Bunka, sorry, bubbled Splice, and then he jumped in immediately after as well. That was very good to see, but it really is, I feel like they're using these ults almost like a discount Ana Nano, in which you can use it just to make a person who's about to die survive a little bit longer so they can get a little bit more value.
This Dremel's going to push the cast back in the spawn here, going to force that high noon. Oblivion is able to get the kill onto the Venture, however, so Splice is going to be actually incredibly low here. I don't know if he's going to be able to find any help whatsoever. What a bad position to be in. He's going to try to jump out. He's so incredibly low here, off 100 HP, but Lobby manages to get the Ana who was shooting at him, so a lot of damage coming through from Lobby here. Monkey's going to jump on him, manages to kill. It is overtime, however, so NC State cannot get off of this cart. Monkey's going to try to place Bubble to cut them off, so we'll have to see what the move is here for NC State. They're getting kind of close to ults. They have the blade available to him. If Oblivion wants to pop this, I think you have to in order to win this fight. Oblivion gets so incredibly low, going to have deflect force here. Going to be looked at by the Winston here. Blade is going to come through here. We're going to be looking at seeing if anything's going to happen. The Kiriko's going to go down first here, and NC State is going to maybe be able to push this further than we think. It just has to, we have to get some pressure onto these backliners. This Wu Yang and the Sojourn are doing so much. The bubble comes through onto Oblivion here. The bubble also comes through onto, did it go onto anybody? Oh, I just went onto the Wu Yang by himself, so they do waste that ult there. Endpoint is going to be capped. NC State gets to first point.
Yeah, and NC State can really take a breath there after such an onslaught. That was, I mean, they were fighting tooth and nail there just to make sure that they got the point and nobody got off and they didn't, lose contention there and make sure that it actually got to the point to give them a little bit more time to push the cart forward. But that first point, I think, is probably one of the biggest hurdles on this map for the attackers. So after this, there's a few more chokes that they need to get through, obviously, but I mean, that's a big win in terms of the attacking side.
Yeah, pretty dominant. Oh, and it looks like NC State is already going to be getting so much push progress onto going to the second point. They might honestly put this into last fight for this point. 1:40 left on the clock here. If NC State manages to get like maybe another early pick here, this could just be the point on its own. It's already pushed so far past the spaceship. Oh, the Ana goes down here. That's so bad for Maroon. They are managing to get the trade onto Oblivion. The overclock comes through. The primal comes through. You have to kill the Sojourn. The Sojourn is getting juggled back to third point. However, it looks like NC State is going to be able to cap. Good juggle from Splice here. Going to be able to get the Sojourn, kill the Winston. And this Ana is back, but, misses sleep and just going to go down to lobby.
Yeah, no, Splice was not letting that Sojourn escape. He hunted that Sojourn down almost all the way back to their spawn. But that's the type of aggression that you need. You need to get these long-range DPS characters out of the equation, even if they're far back from the point. It's such a powerful map that long-range damage characters can just kind of run wild if they're left untreated.
Lobby goes down here, but a lot of pressure is put onto this Winston, so they are going to kite to this corner for right now. Oblivion does have this blade available if he chooses to use it, but Primal is available. Going to be popped here from Fern, misses to sleep. So, you have to stay alive through the sports event to stay. So much damage is being put out into Fern. However, Splice is going to go down on the trade, and Fern is going to be able to stay alive, which is quite large. And NC State just has to kind of, take their foot off the gas for right now while they're down their tank.
Yeah, and I mean, I was holding my breath for Fern there. The anti coming out plus him being at 100 health, I mean, that was a nail biter for sure. But we have the Venture and the Ana ults, but we have a Nano Blade coming out.
Oh, Lobby goes down in the high noon. Oblivion is able to find 2 with the Blade, however, make it a 3K. Venture ult's going to come through onto the point and, you know, do a lot of damage here, but I don't think it's going to be able to get all too much. Bunka is so low. Going to be able to stay alive. Fern is in this small room by himself. Going to go down a little bit late. That's kind of a bad pick if you're the side of Texas A&M. But, you know, if you are NC State, you've got to keep up with this aggression. Maybe try to get some picks of these people who are out of spawn. Swap it over to the Ash from Freedom here. And it looks like the bubble's going to come through onto Oblivion, so trying to get more damage. The Venture is going to go down here. They're going to be jumping onto the back left side, looking at these supports. The Ash is going to be kind of stuck in this corner, also with the Ana. And in 40 seconds left here, NC State has to get one more pick if they want to cap this point. There's the pick onto Fern. However, Oblivion goes down. So now we're in a 4v4 situation. Splice is losing on the job. Lobby goes down. And the Nelix goes down. So it looks like NC State is going to be held for right now. Primo's going to come through here. They're going to try to see if they can manage to get this point. Bunka's able to get another kill, but it doesn't look like NC State is going to be able to complete the map just yet.
Yeah, with 1.17 meters, they have 15 seconds, one more chance to really try to get this thing all the way there. No ults online. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get an ult by the time they need it. So this is really just a battle of raw mechanical skill.
Yeah, it looks like Lobby's going to swap over to the Widowmaker, try to get like a nice cheeky pick here, considering they have no ults available to them. Manages to get the headshot onto the Ash and gets a kill onto the Bastion, however. So it looks like NC State might actually get it done if they are able to kill one more. The Primal's going to come through here from Fern, but he's a lone man. He's a man on a lone island here. Going to try his best to get them off the point, but not able to find it. Oblivion is able to kill the same being, and Fern is going to go down. Bubble's going to be applied, but NC State caps it in overtime. So if you are Texas A&M, you do have a chance.
And that was really just a last-minute switch to Widow from Lobby, but that was two headshots, I think, and then he ended up getting 3 kills there. That is, I mean, impactful switch coming in there at the very end. It was, I mean, just sitting up there, picking off everybody, making it so that the rest of his team kind of has free reign to focus on the tank, picking off all the squishies. He did what he needed to do to help his team secure the point.
Yeah, pretty inspirational stuff from Lobby. We are used to seeing this. I don't know if I like the NC State Red Dive as much as I do love their Brawl with the Zarya, with the Reaper. You know, maybe you could throw the Hazard into the mix, but I think Splice has got a pretty decent Winston on him, you know. And I do think that Nelix does have an Ana gene in him. So we are going to see the mirroring Winstons yet again. Interesting to see a Lucio here. Surely that's just like pre-spawn shenanigans, right?
Yeah, this team just running around across the walls right now.
And I hope, for his sake, I hope so, because I don't know if Lucio is very viable on this map. We'll have to see if they are going to roll out on. This is a backline comp of all time.
Standing still.
Maybe try to go for an amp speed here to try to get them across the bridge, if possible. I don't know. You're going to see a nade come through. Winston jump is going to come out. Lucio's going to be on this high ground. It's going to be on the Lucio Kiri. You know, a tried and true classic. Lobby's going to be on this Ash. However, Bob is pretty powerful. You know, just get an extra body onto the cart if you can get it. Active Splice is going to be... Oh, what a sleep onto this Winston. Going to try to force him in. He's taking so much damage, and Fern goes down here. NC State could maybe get aggressive with this. Yeah, it looks like they're going to. The Lucio Boop is going to come through, though. So Splice is not going to be able to land on anybody on the back line. And it looks like Texas A&M is just going to fight for right now, you know, not take too much damage. They don't want to go in without their tank, but the turn is back. Splice gets pretty low, but manages to stay alive for right now. Around half the ults on the side of NC State, but we'll have to see what they want to engage with here.
Yeah, and NC State was really able to hold off TAMU's first assault there. Taking out that Winston early was kind of crucial, but this is not any short of scrappy. I mean, people are shooting back and forth constantly. The bubbles are getting destroyed almost as soon as they're being placed. And then Splice goes in to try to disrupt it a little bit, but Fern comes back to push him off. Say, you're not taking on my supports without a little bit of gruff from me.
Yeah, and you know, I was talking about Car Wash earlier from NC State, them being able to push it underneath, which allowed them to have so much space. Well, NC State's not, or Texas A&M hasn't done that yet. So, you know, you have this aggression that you are putting onto the backline. You pop the rush, you pop the beat, but you're not pushing the car while this is happening. Well, this allows NC State to, you know, they can play the cart here. Looks like Ash is going to be able to get the kill onto the Venture here. Oh, Splice is so low, goes down to the Sojourn. It's not looking great right now. The Bob is going to come through here, kind of a replacement for the tank right now. Dynamite is going to come through, but does a lot of damage. Anti onto the Winston, just kind of staying alive right now. Wow, okay, right when I was saying staying alive, it looks like NC State, Oblivion is going to kill 2, and that's just going to be NC State holding. Oh, wow, nice 3K from Oblivion. Very beautiful stuff.
Yeah, Oblivion has really, I mean, when it comes to impact plays, taking out 2 or 3 people, Oblivion is not shy about doing it. I feel like every time we see a team wipe, Oblivion has some crucial party kind of dictating how much of these people really get taken out. I'm excited to see we have Primal and Blade online for NC State, but, you know, TAMU also has Primal, and they have Sojourn, which they're going to pop already, and we're going to see what it gets done.
I don't know if we're going to be able to find much with this overclock here. The Primal's going to come out here from Splice. I don't know. Oh, it's looking quite... Oh, well, no, maybe we get this Kiriko. Yeah, all right, manages to get the Kiriko, so he's not, you know, not the whitest Primal ever, but it looks like NC State is going to be kind of forced back a little bit here, and Monka is able to get the triple damage perk, which is quite, or it's not triple damage, excuse me, but the triple bubble perk or whatever. Freedom is going to be forced to slide here into server. Oblivion's going to go down, actually. Quite a nice kill, however, Splice is able to get the trade back, but going to go down in return here. So it looks like NC State is going to be backing up a little bit if they have the, they don't have the Bob available. They're down their tank, they're down Oblivion. I don't know if you're able to win this. See, the problem with banning Tracer is that you don't have anybody to really contest the cart. But it looks like Texas A&M is going to pop ult here. The Dragon Blade is going to come through. Squid is going to go down here, and it looks like NC State might potentially win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Oblivion get the Wu Yang ult placed on him just as a kind of vessel to get him inside the point, give him a little bit of protection. And then as soon as it popped, we see him go Nano Blade. Or sorry, just regular Blade, not Nano Blade. But it's just a way to make sure A&M can't really get comfortable next to this point. Now we see the Nano coming out, and a beat and Kiri ult. A lot of both support ults coming out from A&M, just trying to get them onto this point. But it doesn't seem like it's getting them much footing, and the Bob comes out to contest even further.
Yeah, and it looks like NC State, you know, they are down, they're on it, but the Baba is able to contest hard at least for a little bit. The Freya is soloed on the inside. No supports left for the side of Texas A&M, so, you know, just one more kill here. Oh no, actually the Lucio's still alive, but it's just a Lucio, you know, not going to be able to get enough healing. You just have to kill this Winston here, and that should be all she wrote from the side of Texas A&M. He's going to jump out, save KD, actually.
Yeah, no.
So it looks like NC State is going to win this. GG's in chat. Is this not a first to 3?
It's not. I believe it's not. Wait, this is the second map.
Is this a first to 2?
Is this it?
Is it over? Wait. Chat, say it ain't show.
We get one more, right?
Chat,
I wasn't done talking.
God.
It's one of the A&M members.
Oh my God!
Wait,
that's it.
That's it.
I did not realize this. But it looks like, yeah,
it's over.
That's it.
Wow.
All right, we have been a little baited, chat. We thought this was first to 3, but it is a first to 2. So, you know, pretty dominant showing here from NC State. They are managing to win this 2-0 against a team that is ranked 18 right now. Pretty powerful stuff. We'll be able to see them. Maybe the rankings will change a little bit, but you know, that's going to be all the Overwatch that we have for us today. And I think we are going to do a quick break, and then we're going to do an interview with somebody. I'm not sure who but we'll come back and we'll let you know. So don't go anywhere.
One of the beautiful members of our NC State Red team. Any of them would be a beautiful person to see interviewed. So it's coming up right after this break.
Welcome back, everybody. With us, we have the captain of NC State Red, Mario. Mario, thank you for joining us.
Splice, yes, that's me.
Splice. Well,
Great game.
we're just so close. We're so close like that I just call him. I just
we're
call
on a
him
first
Mario.
name basis.
First name basis all the time. So Splice, as I will call you for the interview. What is it like to beat a team like Texas A&M? I know they were ranked 18, and also Winthrop Academy ranked 27th. Both of these teams were ranked higher than you. So what was your thought process going into this?
I think we knew we should have beat these teams. I think they were both good opponents. Well, more TAMU than Winthrop, honestly. I think Winthrop just might have had a bad day today, but TAMU actually played really well. We just made really fast adaptations, I think, and that's really what made the difference. We also had a little bit of scouting where we kind of assumed they'd be like a bit more of a dive team, but we did come prepared, and we honestly surprised ourselves with our performance on Gibby.
I mean, yeah, it was a really impressive Gibby. I wanted to talk a little bit about your selection on your attack. We saw you run out on the hog to get teleported. Is that where the teleport was supposed to be?
Yeah. Yes. So, little backstory. We saw their venture go left side into the mega room. And so obviously Arana can't take high ground while he's there. So I was like, guys, don't worry. I got this.
Oh, I'll go hog the venture.
I'll go hog and I'll clear the venture. But then I went
see.
all of left side and there was no venture. So then I'm like, all right, I'm on hog. So I just walked in and I got 2 kills. We saw it on Play the Game. Actually, I don't know if we had any tab presses, but that one or in 2 team fights I was on hog, I actually had 3,000 healing done almost just on hog.
I mean,
very, very fun.
Average
very
day as
fun.
a hog player, I think.
Very fat, yes.
How did you guys feel being down that sub map on Samoa? I know Samoa is a map that we don't really see you guys playing often. Were you guys like caught off guard by that a little bit?
No, I think people are just trying to switch it up on Samoa just because like the comps, you don't have to force as hard Zarya Reaper there. We've gotten really comfortable with that recently, so we're just running into it. If I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen this variation of our team win City Center. It's just a map that plays against the way we like to play Overwatch, where it's just so tight. So I just think we just need to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam, do you have any questions for him?
Well, I would like to, you see, personally, I'm a Winston lover. I know it's not something that we've really seen you take on, but whenever I saw the Winston come out, I was over the moon about it. So can you walk us through the thought process on that pick? Was it like a set thing that you knew you were going into Winston, or was it more reactive in response to what you knew A&M might throw at you?
Yeah, we spent a little bit of time on our ban for that reason specifically. We were actually going to ban Winston originally because we knew, like, with a tracer ban, we know something's up. Like, they're gonna do something weird with like Venture or like double Genji Reaper. So we knew if we banned Winston, it might not work out. Like, we'd have to swap off Winston anyways. So I went ahead and banned D.Va because I think my D.Va's quite weak compared to my Winston, and honestly just surprised myself on how well we did on Winston. And shout out my backline and my DPS for being so good. We won Samoa round 1. I don't know if we ever pressed tab, but I was 1-1. I had 1 Elam, 1 death.
Wow.
Yeah, so thank you, team.
I'm not going to say anything about the Samoa performance. But, okay, I have one final question, and then I'll see if Adam has any. Is this a comp that you guys were running on Samoa? Is this the meta comp for this patch? We saw the Zarya with the Wu Yang Kiri and then the Reaper and the Cass. Is that like, because both teams ran that except for the Venture from the side of Texas A&M. Is that going to be hard meta this season, you think?
I don't think so. I actually don't think this is the hard meta. I think people are being brainwashed into picking this because it's easy. It's really boring Overwatch. We played a scrim versus UTD, I think it was yesterday, and we just decided we would just turn our brains off and pick this comp. I don't think this is a meta comp. I mean, obviously we'll see once OWC, SNA, and EMEA picks up, but I don't think this is the hard meta. I definitely think Reaper Zarya is better, but if you see, we're still just running over the Zarya. I don't think this is hard meta.
Fair enough. Adam, do you have any more questions to ask him?
I mean, no, you guys play some aggressive Overwatch, tight-knit, really coordinated, great stuff. I don't think I have any more questions, but that was an awesome match to watch.
Yeah, really good stuff from the side of NC State Overwatch Red. Thank you guys all for tuning into the stream today. It was an honor to cast both of these games. Be sure to grab some water, fix your posture, get some good night rest, and be sure to tell somebody that you love them. And I think we're going to end the stream here now. So
yeah.
Stay tuned for more Overwatch.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned.